Hi everyone, welcome to the AI Enablement Learning Series. As a part of this learning series, we have built a web agent, added memory to it, set up an RAG system, right? In today's episode, we are going to create a multi-agent system using the CrewAI framework in 5 simple steps. We use LangChain framework to build a simple web agent, whereas today we are going to use CrewAI for the multi-agent setup. Do you know why? LangChain is great for building single agents that handle reasoning and tool use. CrewAI extends this by enabling multi-agent collaboration, where multiple specialized agents can coordinate to solve more complex workflows. Let's dive into CrewAI in today's episode. What is the first step? If you are following our agent videos, you would know this. Yes, it's setting up the environment. Let's do that. We have to install the required libraries and import the required packages. We need CrewAI, its tools, and OpenAI. So let's do that. After installation, we need to import them into the environment for creating agents, tasks, and managing multi-agent workflows from CrewAI. Let's import agent, task, crew. You all by now know that we need these modules OS and user data to load the OpenAI API key secretly into our environment. Let's execute this to import them. Also, this is the code we add to load the key into the collab. Let's run that as well. Now, what is the problem that we are going to solve by creating multiple agents? Let's understand that first. Just think about a real customer support team. When a complaint comes in, say for example, my blender arrived cracked and I need it before Friday. One person usually decides the plan of action, another writes the actual response, and maybe a manager double checks the tone and everything. Each person plays a role, right? And together they deliver a great customer experience. Multi-agent AI works the same way. Instead of asking one giant AI to do everything at once, we create smaller, specialized agents. Like for example, a planner who figures out the steps, and a writer who crafts the message. By orchestrating these agents, that is, making them work in a proper flow, we get clearer reasoning, more natural responses, and a workflow that's closer to how real teams solve problems. That's what we are going to do now. Now, step 2 is to define the agents. Here, let's assume 2 agents for our customer support scenario. One for planning the tasks and another for drafting the response based on the planned task to the customer. Here, agent helps to create the agent. For the agent we create, 3 parameters are very important: role, goal, and backstory. We need to define the role it's going to take, the goal, that is the agent's mission. Additionally, there is one other parameter named backstory that sets the personality and behavior of the agent. Now, let's create the first agent, that is our planner agent. The role of this agent is to plan for the customer support actions. So, we give the role as support planner. The goal of this agent is to choose the best support strategy for the customer's issue. Now, we are setting the behavior by mentioning the agent to be concise and decisive, which is very important while planning the customer support actions. Also, let's ask the agent to give the plan as a numbered list. By mentioning verbose equals true, we allow the agent's thinking process and action to be logged on the console so that we can check how it works. Now, let's create our second agent, writer agent as well. The role of this agent is to draft a proper response to the customer query based on the actions planned by the planner agent we created just before. So, we give the role as support writer and fix the goal of this agent to write a friendly, empathetic 4-line reply that follows the plan. Now, while responding to customer query, being human and empathetic are very important. Also, providing a simple, clean and professional response is crucial. So, let's set the behavior of this agent accordingly. Let's keep the verbose parameter as true for this agent as well to know how it works. Here, you can modify the parameters of these agents as per your requirements. Step 3 is to provide the customer message or query which serves as the input in this scenario. Usually, customer tickets are received via mail, and let's assume we give such a mail content here as a sample query. Here, the customer message says that the newly purchased blender is damaged and this was ordered for an event on Friday. So, the customer asks whether any action can be taken before Friday regarding this. Now, we have the message and two agents in place. But how will the agent take actions? By assigning the agents their respective tasks. Let's do that. Task helps to create the task for an agent. In that, parameter name description exactly tells how the agent has to take action. Expected output parameter describes how the output of this agent has to look like. Now, we need to mention which agent is going to perform this task with the help of the agent parameter. First, let's assign the planning task for agent 1, that is our planner agent. Here, the description tells the agent exactly what it has to do. First, it has to read the customer's message. Then, it has to create a 3-step support plan. First step is to classify the severity, whether it is low or medium or high. Step 2 is to decide what actions to take. For example, whether it has to do the refund or whether it has to write an apology, etc. Now, step 3 is to note the key details like order number, the timing in which the message was logged in, etc. Along with this, we also add the customer message for more context. This description changes as per the task assigned to the agent. Now, the expected output makes it clear that the answer must be a numbered 3-step plan, 1 line per step. So, it's short and structured. We are also assigning this to the agent named planner. This is how we create the task. Similarly, let's assign the task for the writer agent that has to draft the response. This agent's task is to look at the planner's output, that is the 3-step plan we generated earlier, and write a customer-facing reply that follows certain specific rules like it must be exactly 4 short lines, it has to add an apology if needed, then it has to clearly state the next steps and timing, then it should also mention the order number if it's available, and all these by keeping the tone friendly, simple, and also by avoiding jargon. Now, how should the expected output look like? The reply must look like a 4-line email message, not a long paragraph, not 3 lines and not 5 lines, exactly 4 lines. Now, which agent is going to do this task? Writer agent. So let's assign that as well. Now, the 5th step is multi-agent orchestration. Multi-agent means using more than one AI agent, each with its own role. Orchestration means making sure these agents work together in the right order to solve a problem. Imagine you want to build a small house. Architect makes the blueprint of the house, right? Builder uses the blueprint to construct the house. Then, decorator furnishes and paints the house. If they work randomly, that is decorating before building, it wouldn't work, right? That is where a construction manager who acts like an orchestrator ensures that these actions take place in the proper order. Similarly, let's create the orchestrator for our multi-agent scenario. Here, Crew is the orchestrator, which is having the list of agents, that is, planner and writer, created in step 2, who will carry out the task, namely, plan task, reply task, created in step 4. Now, these actions will carry out in the sequential order. That's why we have mentioned process equals sequential. Now, let me know in the comments in which scenario do we require parallel execution. Let's execute this. Now, all our 5 steps got over. It's time to check the multi-agents in action. Before checking this, if you would like to build such multi-agent workflows and enhance your project portfolio, Interview Kickstart has a power-packed program. Please check out the description to know more about the program. Let's see our agents in action. Crew.kickoff is the final go-to message. It will start the workflow. Now let's execute this. Agent has started, that is our support planner agent has started. This is the task we gave to the planner agent, remember? Now it has produced its final answer. So what's the answer? the plan in 3 steps. So it has classified the severity as high because it's time sensitive. Then it has decided the actions that it has to apologize and then offer a replacement. Then it has also included the key details like the order number as we instructed. Now once planner agent completes its action, support writer agent has started. Remember, we mentioned the process to be sequential. Now this is the task description that we gave to the writer agent. It has produced its final response as follows. It has apologized because this is also as per our instruction, and it has mentioned the order number here. It has also mentioned that it will arrange a replacement by Friday. Great, our agents are working fine, right? Great to see them in action. It's time to do a quick recap of how we created multi-agents using CrewAI. First step is to set up the environment as usual by installing the right packages and importing the required libraries and modules. Then, second step is to define the agents. We created 2 agents, planner agent to plan the actions to be taken based on the customer query, and writer agent that has to draft the response email as per the actions planned by the planner agent. Then, third step is to set up the input. That is a sample customer message here mentioning that the product is damaged and asking for an action before certain deadline. You can give various inputs and check how these agents are responding. Now, fourth step is to define the tasks for the agents, how to plan and how to draft the response exactly. Now, the final fifth step is to orchestrate the agents to work in a proper order. Finally, we have to do the kickoff to see the multi-agents in action. Check the description to download this collab notebook for your reference. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in any other AI framework. Catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.